Hello, we welcome you to Unplugged, our series where we interview university representatives. And my name is Matthew Sanford, Director of Advising and Counseling here at Lone Star College-Montgomery.
And hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Juan Lebron. I'm a counselor and supervisor here at Lone Star College-Montgomery, overseeing the Track Center. And we're very excited that today we get the opportunity to connect with the Vice President of Enrollment Management at the University of Houston downtown. And Mr. Villanueva, if you want to share a few highlights of the area that you represent in your role with UHD.
Sure. So I serve as the Vice President for Enrollment Management at the University of Houston downtown and oversee admissions, financial aid, new student orientation, the registrar's office, transition services, enrollment marketing, and a whole bunch of other things. But at the University of Houston downtown, we're a growing institution. We've had record enrollment the last 3 years, and certainly our team and your partnership with Lone Star College has been a part of that great success. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much and welcome. And thank you for taking the time out. And I'll just start off with the first question. And Vice President Villanueva, for someone who may be undecided, what would be your top selling points about the University of Houston downtown? Why should they consider UHD?
Well, I'll share 3 points, and it's the 3 points that of pride that we have in enrollment management, and certainly when we're asked this question from students and throughout our engagement, we reference 3 things, right? UHD is number 1, it's accessible. And you can come to UHD online. We have 45 degree programs. Many of them are completely online or online completion degrees that allow a student to come from the community college who may have been online or out at the suburbs in the community college and finish them online from home. Certainly the pandemic has transformed education, but we were doing that long before the global pandemic. It's accessible in that you can come to downtown and apply, and we have many events where your application fee waiver is waived, where we are out at the community colleges on all of the Lone Star College campuses, there for students to have engaged discussions about the transition process from the community college to the university. We are affordable. We are the lowest cost tuition in Houston for a 4-year institution. And so for those community college students that are transitioning from the community college to the university, one of the greatest transition is financial transitions and receiving that first tuition statement at a university. And, you know, I served as a dean at the Lone Star College campus, and I remember watching those tuition fee bills come through and students reacting to those, and now seeing a university tuition fee bill, it's quite different. And so the University of Houston downtown is not only accessible, and not only are we affordable, but most important, we are achievable. Students can come to the University of Houston downtown while working. They can come and use all of our services provided, such as our food bank, such as our reduced parking, anything that they need. We have services on campus to make sure that our students will finish UHD strong. And those are our 3 points of pride that I will communicate to you, the community college advisors, and to our students to remember that UHD is accessible, we are affordable, and most importantly, we are achievable.
Thank you.
All right, good deal. And you had mentioned programs. What do you think are the most competitive and unique programs at the University of Houston downtown?
So we have a number of programs that are really competitive. The most programs that are most interesting for transfer students lie within the College of Business, the Maryland Davies College of Business. It's our only namesake college at the University of Houston downtown, and we are ASSCB certified, accredited in addition to that. So we have our special accreditation by the business industry. Students want to come, they want to get a business degree, and the college, the Maryland Davies College of Business provides a lot of opportunity for those students to come downtown and offer scholarship as a part of our new scholarship program that's launched thanks to Dean Gingler in the College of Business. But the College of Business, and particularly the business management degree, is our #1 sought after degree within the College of Business. Now, in terms of the College of Public Service, you know, we lie in the heart of downtown Houston, and there most people think of criminal justice and they may think of other universities, But the University of Houston downtown is in the bedrock of the criminal justice system. We've got the jail system across from us, the courthouse there. And so we actually utilize those facilities as learning facilities for us, and we're engaged in that environment. So anyone that's interested in a criminal justice degree should really consider the University of Houston downtown. Most importantly, we offer a wide variety of social sciences degrees and liberal arts degrees, be it from psychology to humanities to art. And so we can't also discredit the soft skills that come along with these degrees. And also, one other degree that I'll mention just briefly is our BAS degree within the University College. It is a degree that allows for students at the community college who complete their Associate of Applied Sciences, their AAS degree, and transfer into a 4-year degree program. That program is 100% online. So for those working professionals that may have a Cert 1, 2, or 3, also went and got an Associate's of Applied Science and are now looking for management, this is a great degree that the University of Houston downtown offers.
Thank you. And, being that you're in the middle of the 4th largest city in the United States, what unique recruiting measures do you have at UHD to attract minority or unique underrepresented student populations?
Well, look, we are the most diverse campus in Houston, and that says a lot for being in the most diverse city in America. There are plenty of languages spoken on our campuses, and literally when you're on the campus, you feel a sense of pride of the diversity in faculty, staff, and administration. The things that we've allocated to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion is scholarships, and scholarships primarily to our low-income students. When I mentioned affordability earlier, I'm not only talking about the federal and state financial aid that's available, but the University of Houston downtown allocates over $1 million each year specifically to recruit prospective students to the University of Houston downtown. It can range from freshman students to transfer students to graduate students, and we leverage that funding to diverse populations to widen our diversity at the University of Houston downtown. So we're committed to it. We certainly believe it's a bedrock of UHD, and we're proud to represent the many nationalities and ethnicities on our campus.
Thank you.
And what about transfer shock? I know a lot of students, we talk to them at Lone Star College in relation to the preparation for, getting ready to transfer. How does U of H downtown address transfer shock, which is typically, that first semester, there's a little bit of adjustment for students. What are y'all doing at U of H downtown to help support students during that initial year?
So we have a very robust transfer relations department that's dedicated to transfer students. In addition to that, we have orientation that's specific for transfer students that helps them orient them into the university. In addition to that, UHD is a large university with a small field. Most people don't know that we're larger than Baylor. Baylor's got about 10,000 students, and we're hitting at almost 16,000 students this coming fall. And so we're a large university, but it doesn't feel that way. And one of the things as an institution that we're experiencing is that transition from a small institution to a big institution, and we're growing in that. But UHD hasn't departed that. You will know the faculty, the staff, you'll walk on campus, you'll see familiar faces. Over 70% of our current student population transferred in from a community college. So all of our services, all of our faculty are dedicated to transfer students because, look, that's the majority of students the University of Houston downtown serves. So we're very skilled at working with our transfer students, not to mention a number of us, administrators and faculty and staff have worked at the community college, so we understand the community college. When I first started at downtown, one of the things that I looked at was financial aid, and it's transferring from the community college to the university. And something that was unbeknownst to me is that you have to cancel your financial aid at the community college before a university can award it, right? And so when I work with community college students now and they want to transfer in the middle of an academic year, I tell them, go ahead and go back to Lone Star College financial aid and tell them this is your last semester of financial aid and ask them to cancel your aid because financial aid is awarded fall, spring, summer. So if you're transferring in spring, you've already been awarded from another institution by the time you transfer to UHD, therefore we cannot award you financial aid. And those minor hiccups like that are really important to a student who is transitioning. And unless there are people at the institution who understand that, it can really become a troubling process for students. But look, we've got a number of faculty and staff that have served at the community college. I still teach adjunct at the community college. And it's because of those experiences, we're able to redefine our business operation to really lend itself to transfer students.
You know, I'm really glad that you referenced your enrollment because it's equivalent to what we have here at Lone Star College Montgomery. So it's nice to know that a student could transfer to UHD and have a similar size of student body.
Yeah, and it's very similar. The parking structure is similar. It's a great university for transition, right? If you're not interested in a big major institution where your parking is, 16 bus stops away and you've got to get there 2.5 hours early, then that may be a different university. But the University of Houston downtown is accessible. You can park, ride the elevator. You're in a building. You're there. You're in the heart of downtown. And in between the 2 or 3 hour classes that you may have, you stroll downtown, eat a slice of pizza from Frank's, enjoy the outdoor parks, walk back up, get some coffee, and go to your next class.
Thank you. And knowing that some of the research that I've done, I was very excited to see that the University of Houston downtown was the first university in the state of Texas to offer an undergraduate data science degree. And speaking of data science, are there any other unique majors that sometimes get less attention but may result in careers that yield high incomes and great opportunities? Are there any of those other options within UHD?
Yeah, we're currently rolling out we call it the Apple degree, and it's not an apple as in a fruit, but it's an Apple degree, and the acronyms stand for an accelerated program. But it's the first 4-year degree where we take in your work experience into consideration as curriculum. In addition, we're able to expedite a student's experience by offering rolling semesters within this program, so that if you complete a program with a class that traditionally would have been 8 weeks and 3 weeks, then the next class could start the 4th week. We're really proud of that program. If you just go to uhd.edu and type in Apple, you'll pull up the degree offering. It's not offered at this point in time, but we'll be taking more applicants this coming fall, so we're excited to roll that out. We were the first with an undergraduate degree in data analytics, and we have a very robust master's degree in data analytics. And I think one of the things that most people don't realize about the University of Houston downtown is, in addition to quality and excellent undergraduate programs, we have some really good graduate programs. So not only can you come to UHD and get an undergraduate degree, but we have the largest MBA in the state of Texas right here in Houston. And so there are a lot of other opportunities once you come to the University of Houston downtown. One other thing is that we offer a lot of our classes both at Kingwood, Sci-Fair, and we have the Lone Star College University Park relationship with UHD Northwest. So students who may want to ease into a transition can visit any of those campuses and still be a UHD student. We also have joint admissions programs that allow students to be at the community college, be at Montgomery, take a couple of classes at Lone Star and a couple of classes at UHD and be a student at both, while receiving federal financial aid at UHD at the rate of a university student, which means you're going to get more Pell and more grant funding for the hours calculated by UHD, because the cost of attendance is more than you would at a community college. So we've got a lot of programs set up for transfer students. That's our bread and butter, and we feel really confident that we will continue to thrive our relationship with Lone Star and the other community colleges to make this the best home for transfer students.
Thank you.
Great, thank you, Daniel. What would you say, what input would you have in relation to GPA for transfer students?
So in terms of what GPA they need to have to come to UHD?
Through the application process, what do they need to consider before even looking at UHD for transfer?
So we're accessible, right? Our GPA, entrance GPA is a 2.0. We rolled out a new tool this past fall, and we're really excited about it, called the Transfer Course Calculator. and it's specifically designed for transfer students and community college advisors. And of course, I'm a huge champion for this because I served as a community college advisor and a dean and understand the implication of this, where a student who's interested in downtown can go online, they can search transfer course calculator and it'll pop up, and they can enter their transcript in from the community college, and it will give them a course articulation of what classes not only will be transferred, but what it will count towards and which degrees at UHD it'll count towards. And it'll give them an estimation map of when classes are offered, as well as how long it will take for them to complete that degree. So say a student might be interested in College of Business accounting degree, and they've taken an AAS or an AS at the community college and are about finished, and they're entering it into the transfer course calculator. It can actually tell them that they're, a 40% complete with the degree at UHD, and here's what you need to do. But it'll also show them that if they're interested in changing any of their majors, it could be less time and less classes if they're interested, right? That is a lot of the work that's been done at the University of Houston downtown by staff and personnel. We've invested a lot of money with our Educational Advisory Board EAB partners to design our transfer course calculator, and we're just having an awesome experience with it. And the number of students that are utilizing it, it's just been really, really good for the students, the community college, and most importantly for UHD to welcome these students, and they have a clear picture of how their credits are going to transfer and where they need to start at the University of Houston downtown.
Thank you.
Thank you. And as UHD continues to grow, are there any expansion plans to expand or to create new additions, for the campus as it relates to facilities and buildings and so on? What's in the oven at UHD as it relates to that?
There's a lot in the oven. Because we're a growing campus and we're thriving in downtown Houston, our only challenge is real estate and money, right? But as long as we'll continue to grow enrollment, we'll be able to overcome those. And we certainly have in the last year and a half brought on new facilities. When I started at UHD, we had 3 buildings. We had the Commerce Building, the Davies College of Business Building, and the one main building that's kind of 2 separate buildings together. We've since built the new College of Science and Technologies, Science and Engineering building, which is right across I-10. We broke ground this fall on a new Health and Wellness Rec Center that will be state-of-the-art and one of the best around colleges and universities in the state of Texas. It'll be in downtown Houston. We are also looking to, in our legislative proposal this year, to build out the 4th floor of our Girard Street building. And so we are a growing university with buildings erecting. The things that we look forward in the future are additional academic spaces. A new student union building is in discussion, as well as what has always been discussed by students is possibility of dorms, right? Can UH downtown put dorms in downtown Houston at a reasonable rate where minority, low-income, first-gen students can reside and get educated? We hope that that's an eventual outcome. That's certainly on our discussion board, and we look to the future. But right now, we're excited to welcome our new rec center next fall. So it broke ground this fall. It will open next fall, as well as our new student union building, which are 2 new buildings one's a new building and the renovation of another building that will add to our footprint in downtown Houston. Our challenge is that, I don't know if you all have kept up with things that happen in downtown. When I live out in Katy, so aside from work, I don't really pay attention to what's happening downtown. But the I-10 corridor there, the exchange of I-10-45 right there that runs through the heart of UH downtown. We have some buildings on the right and some buildings on the left. TxDOT is proposing that they literally move those to the outside of campus. That would transform UH downtown to become an open campus without, I-10 and I-45 running through our campus. So as part of that, we may lose some land, but we're going to gain some in a different area. So we're having to navigate this proposed plan that's very controversial. There's a lot of people that say they want it in downtown. There's people who say they don't. For me, I tend to think that having it would do well for the city. There may be some implications for downtown, UH downtown. But despite that, it won't affect the progress that we have thus far. It may impact our future planning, but we look to continue to grow in downtown, have a bigger footprint, expand access to student, and most importantly, impact more lives.
Wow. I thought it was interesting, Daniel, when you were referencing I-10 through the campus. That I had never thought about it like that. That's interesting, what y'all are dealing with there.
Yeah,
So,
and you have to literally walk under I-10, and there are beautiful bridges and bayous there. So it's not like it's you're walking under a bridge. But most people don't realize in the middle of down UHD, you have I-10 and I-45 going right through us.
wow. Well, I'm excited to hear that y'all are growing so well. And you had mentioned the rec center that y'all are building. It kind of goes along with the question I had for you in relation to extracurricular activities and student life. How does that play a part into the overall UHD college experience for students?
So, UHD has a very robust student engagement operation. First and foremost, we have rec sports. We actually currently have a recreation center and a rec sports team, full intramural teams, a cheer team, mascot. We have all of that. Our facilities are a bit outdated, which is why we're building a brand new recreation facility and as well as a new student union. We're committed to student engagement and learning outside of the classroom. And that shows in the buildings that we're building. We're building a health and wellness center and a student union. If that doesn't send a sign to prospective students that we're interested in student engagement, I don't know what else it does. But certainly we have those. As you both shared before we started talking here, UHD is the best kept secret in Houston. And the problem is we don't want to be a secret anymore. We want people to know that the University of Houston downtown is here. And we want them to consider us when they decide to transfer, knowing that they're going to get a quality education at an affordable rate with people who have worked at the community college, have had long ties with the community college. And for any of you, students or faculty, staff, or either one of you, if you ever have an issue, you can email, pick up the phone, and call Daniel Villanueva at UHD, and you're going to get a response and someone to help you just as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And as it relates to the impacts in our local community and globally, what is the University of Houston currently doing to address the current concerns that students may have as it relates to COVID-19?
So we're taking all safety procedures and protocols. Our current fall schedule is a majority in-person schedule, so we'll return about 60% of our classes will be an in-person format, whether it's fully in-person or a hybrid in-person, meaning there's some component of the class in person. We're going to follow the CDC safety guidelines and ensure that there's social distancing and face masks. We have sanitation stations throughout. There are currently checkpoints throughout the university at which you have to check in so we can track individuals who might come in and their behavior and so forth. So we're doing that, but all indications from the CDC and our state government is that we'll be in a better place in August than we are today. We hope that to be true, but are ready to pivot at any point in time if anything else goes a different direction. Last spring when this hit, UHD pivoted within 2 days to a fully online university, from student services to academic instruction within 2 days. It's quite remarkable what we were able to do. And despite COVID-19, we've had growing enrollment for spring. Last summer, in the middle of the pandemic, we were up 20%. For fall, we were up 5%. This past spring, we were up 4.5%. So there continues to be an interest from students who are looking to the University of Houston downtown, and we're committed to not only opening up as soon as we can, but welcoming them back onto the campus in the fall.
Thank you.
All right. Well, good deal. Well, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to work with us here and share your university's approach to students and encouraging our students to consider UHD as a viable option for transfer. And do we have anything else, Juan, that you wanted to add?
No, again, thank you so much, Vice President Villanueva, and we'll hopefully we'll remain in touch. I know that recently you hired a new director of transfer relations and transfer advising. I think you stole her from us, but it's a great resource for our students who we look forward to collaborating with her soon.
No problem. And again, to either one of you and to all of the Lone Star College colleagues and students, if there's anything we can ever do, please feel free to reach. They can reach me on social media. I'm very active and engaged with students via email. Anything that we can do to help a student's transition or you and your work regarding the University of Houston downtown, we will be there, and we're committed to making sure this is a success for all.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have a couple more sessions coming up with U of H downtown representatives in the near future. So please feel free to check in with us then. And we thank you for joining us today for Unplugged.